Alrighty. So, hello everybody. Welcome to the Escapist Communicast. I am Fizz the Toaster, and joining me in this little group of people that I just kind of scraped at the last minute is Hazabaza, or
I feel
Jack.
very grateful to just be scraped out at last minute. It's a blessing.
We're very happy to have you.
Yeah.
And then we have, I'm not even going to say your Escapist username, Martin, so just say hello.
Is that always going to happen?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Just
hello.
don't even get a name.
We can just call me the Swede.
The Swede. Works for me.
The Batman villain.
Yes. the new Batman villain. No, it's the Swede.
The Swede.
The Swede.
Mr. Swede.
He shall turn Gotham
like-
into meatballs.
Would it be the country or the vegetable? Because this is an important distinction.
Yes.
Alright.
Let's go on.
And then we have Shanikus or Shane. Say hello.
Yeah. Hi there.
Awesome. So basically this is just an overview of 2013, since it's not really the end of the year anymore, but whatever, it's January and I don't care. So we're just going to be talking about games that happened, and we'll see where we go from there. So I don't really have much to say on 2013, mainly because I didn't play a whole lot of new games outside of maybe 3 new games, but we can just go down the line, starting with you, Haza. What's your opinion on just generally on 2013 with games and such?
I thought it was really good, actually. A lot of games I liked. Some I didn't like so much, but I can't really remember those. But yeah, just generally pretty positive, actually.
Very short and sweet. Very British of you.
Thank you.
All right, what about you, Martin?
Well, since I'm mostly just play PC, I actually thought there was a lot of good games this year. Even if they mostly turned out to be a lot of Dotas, actually, when I think about it. There was a lot of different Dotas that came out that I joined the betas for. But otherwise, there was a lot of good classics that I got to return to, like Bioshock Infinite or Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and stuff like that. So I was really pleasantly surprised about those games. So.
Fair enough.
All right, what about you, Shane?
I'm not that good at deciding years because I tend to catch up on all the games I missed in the previous year. But I did like a lot of the games that I have played that did come out this year. So like, there's all the various sequels that have been pretty good. The obvious Pokemon choice, and hell, even the Call of Duty I didn't mind. So.
Really?
I actually liked Ghosts, so... Yeah, I know. I'm one of those weird guys.
The story mode?
Well, no. Jesus, let's not go that far.
That goes without saying.
However, the story was at least not as bad as previous, so it's getting better.
Put it on the back of the box.
Someone told me the story of Ghost, and it was pretty ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it seems to fit the universe it's in, all things considered. So
True.
Does it realise it's ridiculous, or does it think it's actually like bestseller, super serious sort of stuff?
It's that kind of uber military kind of thing. So they just kind of take the best tech and just throw it in.
Hey, horses are really high tech.
There are horses in the single player?
There is horses.
Wasn't that Black Ops 2? Because you go back in time or something?
No. I think there's like a sequence in the newest Ghosts, isn't there? Where you... Oh no, maybe that is Black Ops 2. Actually, you might be right.
I was gonna say there's a dog in Ghost.
Hey, who knows? Maybe Black Ops 2 and Ghost came out in the same year, so whatever.
That's true.
The only thing I can say about Call of Duty Ghost was I enjoyed the Twitter of the Call of Duty Ghost dog. That was pretty enjoyable.
The mocap dog?
Yeah, the mocap dog, yeah. It was probably I think when they announced it at E3, someone, I think it was Susan Art.
Yeah, most
Before
likely.
she left, she said that she retweeted one of the Call of Duty Ghost Dog tweets. I'm like, oh, so following.
Gotta follow that dog.
Because it's that one picture with the German Shepherd with the binoculars and the guy, and then there's a guy next to him with a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was probably the dumbest thing I've ever followed on Twitter, but it was pretty entertaining, and now I'm sad because it's probably going to go away now.
Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't posted
Yeah.
for a while.
I know. I'm kind of bummed
Just
because
wait
it
for
was
it.
really funny.
If,
It
if,
always happens.
if they're gonna continue though, maybe Call of Duty will go even further. Maybe it's like Call of Duty Ghosts Weasel Edition. And it's like you play as weasels that can go into like you bring like a tiny explosive into the gun barrel of a tank and have to plant it on the shell.
Oh man.
I can see this happening.
Potential
listening?
spoilers. Did the dog get
Activision?
shot?
Yeah, did it?
It might have. I didn't actually finish the single player game.
Oh well.
Because like if
Shame
it
on
did,
you.
then the sequel could be like Robot Dog, and you only ever play as the dog, and you got like cybernetic limbs and stuff. That'd be amazing.
Call of Duty Ghosts
That would actually be pretty.
Blood Dragon?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Straight up,
Wouldn't it
if
be
they
Blood
did that,
Dog?
I would play the hell out of that.
I might actually buy a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, right?
That would be
It-
amazing.
Admittedly, I still haven't bought one. I just kind of piggyback off of a friend. So
Aw,
No.
that still counts. Still counts.
yeah, it counts as I play it. So
Yeah.
Still, that would be pretty amazing if they ever did that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
what's the one game that surprised you in 2013? For me personally, it was. I'm looking at it right now, and I can't see the name of it. Hold on. It was a
I've got
Donkey
it right
Kong
here.
Country on the 3DS.
Oh.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I was a huge Donkey Kong fan when it was on the. It wasn't on the 64, it was on the SNES. Donkey Kong Country Returns. I think it was on that one.
Yeah.
And it's super fun, and I got it for Christmas. And I was just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to badmouth Nintendo or anything, because, I mean, they do have some really good handheld games and stuff, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to play a Donkey Kong game on a handheld, but it's surprisingly a lot of fun. So that was my big surprise. So
Yeah, that was new territory for them. For the Donkey Kong franchise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
no,
A little bit. No.
no,
Yeah, there's-
there was a Donkey Kong game, and I own it. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's just Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
it
played
was-
the hell out of that.
But then it's a return to it, is it not? From a very long time.
I don't remember. It's been way
Okay.
too long since I played it.
Yeah,
I don't even think
and-
I beat it, to be honest with you.
I hear they're pretty hard.
Well, I meant like
Yeah,
is the
the
Game Boy
old
game.
one.
Is the Game Boy game like the last one, the last Donkey Kong game that was on a handheld, and this is the first one since that time?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think so. Yes.
That's what I meant. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Okay,
return
sorry.
back to the handheld. In
Oh,
that
okay.
case.
I thought you meant if that was the first Donkey Kong game on a handheld.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Well, I
Apparently
thought
there
so.
was a-
but-
there was
What?
one on the Game Boy Advance, Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Well,
But
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not really a Donkey Kong game, though.
doesn't
Yeah.
count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Let's argue the logistics of Donkey Kong games.
Uh,
We're only 12 minutes in, guys. We've got a long podcast to go.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
Mario was in it. Ugh.
Oh gosh. Hey, we all know it was the year of Luigi. Gosh, guys.
It was. It was.
It was, yes.
I thought this
I
was
have
the year
not
of
played
Luigi.
Luigi's Mansion 2 yet. Shit.
I haven't played any
Neither.
of the games.
I got a 3DS
It's on the
this year.
3DS, right?
Yeah, I got a 3DS this year and I haven't played that game yet. What am I doing with my life?
I don't know, but clearly it's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing Pokemon instead.
Yes.
Yes.
That is a clear
Oh.
choice.
That kind of
So-
took over.
So, Haza, what was the game that surprised you this
Does
year?
does it have to be a good surprise?
No.
It could be whatever surprise you want.
Xenoclash 2.
Okay.
That game was
Wait,
fucking
that game-
awful.
Wait, I think really.
Yeah,
It's the one that had the really cool melee engine. Well, at least
that was
Xenoclash, the
Xenoclash
first
1. Yeah,
Yeah.
Xenoclash 2 was like abysmal. The most fun I had in that game was going on with a friend and just like elbow dropping midgets in the random overworld. There was no redeeming features apart from the midgets in that game, and they fucking span out of control when you elbowed them, and it was amazing. But everything else was awful.
The fun thing is when you break this physics system.
Hey, it's
It
always
broke
fun
itself.
when physics go out the window.
But it's like they took the first game, which had really solid, really fun combat, and it's like, let's just ruin everything, put in online that doesn't work, and give you like free roaming world where you can't tell where you're supposed to go. It's like, what is this? How am I supposed to work with this?
What was that for, anyways? Was that?
PC and
PC
360,
and-
I think.
Oh,
I know the first one
PS.
came out 360.
Yeah,
later on.
PlayStation 3 as well.
Oh, well,
So-
don't get it. It's bad.
Yeah,
just no.
Yeah.
yeah. One more console not to get it for. Well, that was unfortunate because I heard a lot of good things about Xenoclash, but
Xenoclash
I thought
1
Xenoclash
is
2
really
would have
good.
been better. But
Nah. Get Xenoclash 1, play it, and pretend the second never existed.
okay, good.
What's Xenoclash 2? I've never. Yeah, it's what is this?
Yeah,
What are we
what?
talking
What?
about? What?
Pokemon? Oh,
I
that's a
haven't
great
even
game.
answered Hazza.
Wait, did you guys also have Men in Black come by now? Well, okay, good. Thanks for the warning, Jack.
Yeah.
so what about you, Martin?
I'm trying to think. I do believe that my greatest surprise actually probably has to go to the Stanley Parable, because I really didn't have any idea what I went into. I had never heard about it. I just saw like the weird trailer, and it's like I have to play this. Like I have to. It's like it's 17 euros or whatever, but I have to. It was like this weird, compelling feeling that I gotta know. I gotta know what the hell this is about. And then I played it the first time, and it's like, what the hell is this? Isn't that this isn't that special. It's so linear. It's so predictable. And it's like, then you kept breaking it and breaking it and breaking it. Well, breaking it in terms of the developers know that you are going to break it. But it was, it was amazing to actually get to the point where you finally understood the exact narrative behind it.
Yeah.
And like the actual like what the game is trying to tell you about, you know, the game itself, these types of games, about narrative in general, about yourself as a player in games and stuff like that. And it was a very, very great surprise, almost to the degree that Spec Ops: The Line kind of had to me.
Like, I'm still not sure if I technically finished that game, because I got like a lot of different bits, and I got to the ending, quote unquote. But I'm like,
The real person ending.
I got the freedom ending, I think, and I'm just like, I want to do more of this, but I'm not sure what I should be doing, and it confuses me, and I don't want to Google it because that spoils the surprise. So I'm like, should I continue? Because I want to continue, but I don't have a lot of free time, so...
See, I always find it hard with games like that just, subvert certain things. And it's really hard to look up certain things, especially if you're stuck on like a puzzle or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like an area that you're supposed to go, and you're like, well, I need to know what I'm doing to continue on, but at the same time, what happens if along the way it reveals something and then now I spoiled it for myself?
I think for those kinds of games, like for example, Spec Ops: The Line, it's a little bit different. It has kind of the same kind of undertones that Stanley Parable's narrative is trying to pull as well on the player. But for Stanley Parable, the thing I did when I thought that, you know, I've kind of got my idea of things to do and I don't really know where to go from there. Then I thought, I'll let a friend play it. I'll just bring it over and like, I'll let him try it out. That is a really good way, actually, because like one of my friends actually got like I tried on two of them, and both of them went exactly the same way. They were both like, I'm not going to do what he tells me to do. So I knew exactly where they were going from there. But one of them actually like got the real ending, so to speak, which was quite amazing on the first try to get that. It's fun to see even like people thinking outside the box and things like that. And also I've noticed that the game is really enjoyable even for people who can't experience it in certain senses, because we actually had a blind person with us and she really enjoyed it.
Wow.
Yeah. That was quite amazing, because we were like really wondering like what can we do for her to kind of feel involved in what we're doing, and this game was the perfect thing.
The narrator does make like most of the game, but when you think about
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I do kind of want to play it because I've seen a few YouTube videos of it, and it's like because everything in it's supposed to be able to be done, but they also have a few puzzles which you can legitimately screw up for yourself, like actually break the game, like unintentionally.
Huh.
But they still predicted that people would do that, so the narrator actually has responses for when you trap yourself somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I love.
It's just like, that's
Jeez.
amazing.
That's what I absolutely adore about that game, because they actually have an outcome for every single action.
And that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
That's
I know
just
that.
crazy.
I mean, it is quite small in the terms of a normal game, like an AAA game, but it does show that they put so much passion to actually predict all the different outcomes that someone would do in this little short area. And I mean, doing that for an entire game, that would be like a big game, like Skyrim sized, would have been.
See, I would find something
insane.
like that impossible. Because,
It feels
I mean,
like
yeah, because I feel like every single game that I've played where, you hear the PR speak, oh, we've come up with all the possible things we can think of the player can do, and you finally play the game, and you're like, well, you clearly didn't think of this, because I can't do it. Like the Skyrim example, and this what pisses me off about Skyrim just a little bit. I mean, I love the game, don't get me wrong, but this part really just pissed me off. So basically, like the end story, you have to pick a side pretty much for the Imperials or the Stormcloaks.
Yeah.
Right.
I had to break character to pick a side for my Khajiit, and I was not happy about that because I was in the Dark Brotherhood, and I was in the Thieves Guild, and I was just gonna be like just jackass, basically a bastard, and I was playing as a Khajiit, and not to spoil what happens in the Dark Brotherhood mission, but it wouldn't make sense for me to join the Imperials, and it clearly wouldn't make sense at all for me to join the Stormcloaks. So basically, it came down to, okay, my home's in Solitude. Who's going to protect Solitude? Oh, the Imperials. I guess I'll go join them then. That'll be weird. Yeah, clearly for the Emperor, whatever.
Yeah.
Just imagine Warhammer 40k and like, for the Emperor.
Well, what was really funny is I finished up the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood Guild before I finished the main quest. So it was kind of hilarious.
Lines of communication failed?
Yes. Clearly, someone was back from the dead making orders. It was a little weird.
See, I'm missing this because I don't do sneaky stuff, so halfway into Skyrim just lost to me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, see, what the thing about Skyrim for me is I love to go look for things and loot.
Yeah.
But the problem is I have horrible arachnophobia. And so, like, all the caves have spiders.
Would you like some advice? Fire spells. Burn the little bastard.
No, that's what I seriously did. I almost didn't buy the game because of this, too. And that
There's
sounds...
a mod, though.
But I'm playing on PS3, though. That's the problem.
I forget.
There's a mod for it. I'm on the console. Don't talk to me.
Get out of here.
Lowly console peasant.
I have a funny story about that. So, like, in the very beginning, you have to go through both sides. You're running after people, and you run into the area with the spider. The minute I saw the spider, I paused the game and I left the room for 30 minutes. I couldn't do it.
How did you handle it? Like, you kill the two little spiders, it's like, yeah, and then two bigger ones drop down. It's just like...
I was doing some panic swearing.
Oh my god.
It was, I immediately went into third person, and I
Just
started
licked
using
it.
fire spells.
Yeah.
It's too.
Oh god.
And I remember one mission. I don't remember. I think it was for the Thieves Guild. I can't remember which one it was, but you have to go to Markarth, and you have to take something, and you
Yeah.
could either sneakily get into it, or you can do a quest for the scribe, I think, and you have to get rid
Yeah.
of, I think it's Big Bertha or
giant
whatever.
spider.
Yeah, it was a gigantic spider, and I'm like, no, this isn't happening.
God, I think they honestly went out of their way to get at all of the arachnophobes, because like the very first mission has the 2 little spiders and then the 2 giant ass spiders
Yeah.
that drop down, and then the first story-based mission where you go up to like a ruin
there's
to
a
get your
giant
first
one there.
Oh,
word
yeah.
of power. You walk through and some guy's like, oh hey, it's coming back, and then the spider the size of a house drops out of the roof. It's just
Yeah.
like,
They seriously
I'm
call
not an arachnophobe, and even that's just like, you're throwing what at me?
Did they really call it Big Bertha?
I think they call it Big Bertha. It's
Oh,
it's a
dear.
pretty
Yeah.
stupid name. I would
It's-
Google it, but no.
It's some Skyrimized giant word for giant ass spider.
Yeah.
There is
Yeah,
a mod
it
you can
was-
get to change all the spiders into Spider-Man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've
And
seen that.
bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No.
the best mod.
But I've
No.
seen it, and but they still look creepy.
It's terrifying, yeah, but it's good.
Oh, the spider bears are even worse. So,
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
that's
like
true.
really stretched out limbs.
Oh
so it's
yeah,
really
and they're in the
cool.
spider suits. There was a YouTube video, and I saw it. Someone put the '60s cartoon theme to it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of funny. So, anyways, Shane, what was the game? that
So back
surprised
on
you?
topic.
What a nice segue we got in there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. Game that surprised me most.
Speaking
Honestly,
of-
probably Saints Row 4.
Yes.
Oh.
Because out of every game I've played, every single game I've played in my entire life, Saints Row 4 is the only one I felt nothing but pure unadulterated joy playing. Like, in Pokemon, I'll get annoyed when I'm like stun locked and confused and all this stuff, and you know, even in Saints Row 3, I'd get annoyed when I'm, you know, like I just get completely boxed in with all these cars. But in Saints Row 4, it's just like, oh no, they're attacking me, lol, superpowers. And it was just so much fun from start to finish. And it's just like, how did they pull this off? And it's just genuinely surprising because no other game I've ever played has done that.
You know what? Even though I am a dirty console peasant, I do have PlayStation Plus, and so
Ooh.
you can get Saints Row the Third. I think it's not there anymore, but you could have gotten it for free. And
Nice.
I mean, I've been meaning to, try it out, and I was like, oh, what the hell? It's there. It's free. I don't know how long it's going to be there. Might as well download it. So I think I spent longer than I should have on the character creation. I mean, I think I've spent longer on this one than in Skyrim.
I
And
spent
in
about half
Dark
an
Souls.
hour customizing my guy.
Yeah,
so.
and so basically what I came up with was like this Russian rocker chick.
Awesome.
And
Nice.
I was going to go for zombie voice. I was going to, but then I decided not to because that's too ridiculous.
It doesn't
Yeah.
really work.
Yeah, I got my limit.
So I mean, I think it's probably because I'm not very far into it already, but I remember playing and I had like this giant grin on my face and I was just laughing at probably one of my favorite scenes. It's very early in the game is when you're with Pierce, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
And you're driving through through the area and that song is playing.
Yeah.
That Sublime song.
Yeah.
And they're both singing it, and my Russian rocker chick is singing along with them. And I think I
Yeah.
laughed the entire time because it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That happens in 2 as well. I think that's where it first started. I forget,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what song did he sing in 2? It isn't Take On Me, is it?
Oh. No, I don't think it is.
No.
I haven't played too.
That's good.
Oh, I can't remember.
Like,
It does it again in 4, which is
yeah.
hilarious. Like that mission, I ended up actually stopping the car because it's just like I can't drive and laugh at the same time. Oh my god!
There's YouTube videos out there where they put every voice that there is and then Pierce's voice. So you have like these 7 voices singing, and then you just have Pierce. And it's like, it sounds like he's lonely,
Yeah.
but I don't care. It sounds good.
Yeah.
But
And I
found-
remember, because I was running a lot on bullets, because you go through a lot of bullets in that game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the shooting and aiming
So
is
many.
kind of crappy, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go for a melee weapon. So I had enough money to afford the dildo bat,
Yeah.
and
course.
I had
Nice.
to. I just had to. In the first fight that I got myself into, I'm not quite sure how it happened, but the cops got involved. And
Some
I
cops got involved.
and I ran out of bullets, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I have that bat." And so I'm beating the crap out of these cops with a giant purple dildo.
Yeah, that sounds
And
about
it's
right.
I was laughing because it was just amazing.
Saints
Yeah.
Row.
It's just-
I have no words. It was amazing.
yeah, that's it. In Saints Row 4, you get a dubstep gun. It's just
Yes.
Yeah, I heard
killing
about
people
that.
with wubs.
I think
Oh,
the best
that's
thing about that
amazing.
gun is that based on what skin you have for it, the dubstep changes.
Yeah.
So you can have
Yeah.
classic
Yeah.
dubstep, but you can have like heavy
Industrial.
dubstep, or industrial,
Yeah.
or you can have like pop dubstep.
Yeah.
And it's
So
just
good.
Admittedly, I did get the DLC, so I have all these DLC skins as
Ah,
well
right,
that
yeah.
all have different
That's
songs.
awesome.
And yeah,
Oh,
it's one
God.
of the few games I actually went out of my way to get some DLC because I just had so much fun with it.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the only time DLC skins actually came into use.
There's no horse armor.
Well,
Thank Christ.
yeah.
Oh
let's be
god,
honest.
that again?
Yeah, we're going there. Damn it.
Well,
Shit.
I think now we can bring up the cod wolf instead
Oh
of horse
my
armor.
Oh, that I heard.
What?
Yeah.
Codwolf?
So
Yeah.
In Call of Duty Ghosts, you can buy a wolf skin for your dog.
yeah,
Oh, for God's
That's it.
sake.
That's it.
isn't it
It's a wolf skin.
$3
and
or
it's-
something?
I think it's $3 or $5, something
I
stupid.
want to say it's
expensive.
5. I want to say it's 5, but I'm not sure.
It's expensive to dress up your imaginary dog as an imaginary wolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
In multiplayer.
Yeah.
the only way I would have done that if I actually liked Call of Duty, which I don't really, but if I did, I would have liked them to see like a collaboration
$2.
with Hideo Kojima and make Blade Wolf
Oh, God.
Or Sniper Wolf.
Or
Just have Sniper Wolf running around on the battlefield.
oh god, that would be amazing. Or just just. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Well, like
But I
Fable
can't.
3 did the same kind of thing, but the dog was permanent and you could change it to like anything ever. But this whole buy a wolf for $5, so sometimes you'll see it when it kills one guy. It's like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
it's
does it
only
change
if you
it?
actually run with the dog as like one of your perks or kill streaks. So
Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't
does-
have a dog in my kill streaks. It's like, why would I buy something I don't see?
Does it
Ever.
only change it for multiplayer, or does it also change it for single player?
I think it's just multiplayer.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I think
lame.
it might for single player, but I'm not buying it, so I can't tell.
What they need is so that it changes all of your kill streaks to be wolf themed. So like instead of shooting missiles down an airstrike, you shoot down wolves, they explode.
You
I
fly
would buy
around in
that.
A giant wolf shooting wolves down at people
Yeah,
with
and
a
like-
wolf cannon.
Sentry guns.
Yeah.
You just put down a wolf that shoots bullets out of its eyes.
That would be amazing.
I would buy that. It
Yeah.
all links in together with the sequel, Call of
And then
Duty
you get a-
Mecha Wolf Dog Ghosts.
And then, then you get a wolf job badge.
Oh.
That's,
Yeah.
If you don't know
What?
what that is, Google it.
or
don't
maybe
want to.
don't.
No, I'm not.
You don't have. I know you watch Game Grumps, so I could pull out that joke. So
Yeah, I know. It's probably one of my favorite jokes in the whole thing.
I know, me too. I have that
It's-
picture.
It's terrifying, but at the same time, you can't look away.
Have you seen Snow Job? It's actually pretty funny.
I know.
So welcome to the
I mean-
Communicast XXX edition, and
Yeah.
today we're talking
God.
about wolf jobs.
I'm sorry, this happens.
For $25.95.
I could segue us if you
Googled
want
it.
to.
So, about them Mets.
So, anyways, so what was the one game? I guess it's your personal game of the year if you want to go there. I mean, it doesn't have to be the popular one. Because I know a lot of people have been, championing, like, on The Escapist and whatever about The Last of Us or whatever. And so maybe just talk about the one game that you absolutely loved that you've played. For me, I think it came out this year. It was Deus Ex Human Revolution, the director's cut.
Yeah, that came out this year.
Yeah, that came out this year. I played it, like, to completion. Like, 100% that puppy. It was just amazing. It was, I mean, I liked the, I guess, vanilla, if you wanted to go there. When it came out 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
yeah, I want to say it's like August of 2011. Not sure. But, and it was an okay game. I mean, it wasn't anything that I was like, oh my god, this was amazing. But when I got the director's cut, it felt like a more complete game because, like, the DLC's in it now. And the boss fights don't feel like a bunch of bullshit. Because of, like, I mean, if you played stealth in the game, you were screwed. Especially when you had to face Fedorova. You were absolutely screwed.
Fedorova, I would actually, like, because there was a room near her which has a heavy chain gun in it. I'd pick up the chain gun on all of my stealth plays. It's just like, yeah, I know I'm gonna need this.
Right? But, like, I did that other thing where you have to go near the, those energy sources and just hang around there. But
I think you have to shoot them, actually.
You could if you wanted to do that, but the way that I did is when she comes running at you, you have to get away from her, and when she explodes, and if you get that upgrade, so you don't electrocute yourself.
She was the lady on the water bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way that they retooled the fight now, it's way easier. Although I'm a little upset because they took away of Nymir's cheap death.
Oh, just punching him when he jumps over the wall.
Yeah, punch him when he jumps over the wall. But they took that away. I was so upset.
Admittedly, that is a glitch. Like, that was a bug.
But it's not lethal.
Yeah, it's non-lethal, and you didn't get your ass handed to you.
Jensen out of nowhere.
Surprise!
But the way to get rid of him now, it just takes too long, and it's really stupid. But
I kind of just you know how you can upgrade for that big radial blast yourself?
Oh, the Typhoon? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just shoot him with a stun gun and then run up and do that twice. It's just like, yeah, you're the most bullshit boss of bullshit bosses. I'm not playing this.
Yeah, that one just killed me. That one was stupid. So that was my favorite game. Anyways. So, I'm going backwards now. Shane, what about you?
Oh god, I just did one.
Change up the status quo.
Change it.
Smash the system. Mine's kind of. I already said Saints Row, so I don't really want to say Saints Row again. And I did only play Saints Row like last week, so I don't know if that counts. I'd actually say Warframe, because considering I've put about 400 hours into it now.
Which one was that one?
Space Ninjas.
It's a Space Ninja game that's come out into open beta last April.
Okay.
And I picked it up around August and just have been playing it practically non-stop. And it's still very obviously beta because there's still some bugs and things, and whenever they release an update, it's like, oh hey, we released an update and we might have broken all of the things, and don't worry, we're getting hot fixes out, trust us.
Is like what that reminds me of, like a lot of the Dota games that have been coming out as of late. They're all practically, or at least the ones that I've heard of, they're all like in beta. So like I'll hear about a patch and it's just like, I thought that game was finished. I guess not. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Dota 2
again,
just officially came out recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wasn't it? That was in beta for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, for like 2 years or so. But they finally thought it was ready for
only
release.
2?
A while.
Jeez.
Like in open beta for
Yeah.
2 or so, I think.
Yeah.
I started playing it last year.
Warframe's been in 8 months now? 9 months? It's up to patch number 11.6. So, but it's really nice. Like, it's really fun to play, because like, the missions aren't that varied, but the gameplay is pretty fun, because there's like a mix of gun and ability and melee, and like you can screw around all of them, and there's a massive library of weapons, and Digital Entertainment, the guys who run it, they're great fun, because they do community, like they do live streams, and they do let's plays of Warframe as well, and they constantly do little events and things, and they have weekly weekly updates for new content releases. So like it's usually just like a weapon or some things that you can pick up and that, but like it's just that there's like a nice constant presence. So yeah, I just like love the hell out of that game.
So is it like a Diablo clone, or?
It's like,
Because I literally don't know what that game is at all.
yeah,
I've
it's
never heard of it.
It's a third-person co-op shooter. So
Okay.
you do missions in groups of 1 to 4, and you just like run around, shoot enemies, and do the various objectives, and it's nice and fun. And I think I really love it because it's a third-person shooter that's good.
Yeah, because they tend to be kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they just
Yeah.
can't get over or get the shooting right for over the shoulder. It's weird.
But they did it really well in Warframe, and the camera's not stupid, like it's nice and smooth, which is really great because you're space ninjas, so you can move really, really fast outside of 2 suits who are really, really slow. You know, if you didn't want to be a ninja
I mean, I only played it.
in the space ninja game.
I played it in one of the betas last year, and like, I kind of got the idea that it was like horde mode with a point, but it was still kind of
Okay.
unfinished. Like they introduced the wall running as soon as I stopped playing it, so I played a very unfinished
Yeah.
version. But it seemed pretty
well,
fun.
they've recently overhauled the damage system again.
Huh.
So, like before, it was just everything did straight damage and everything had scaling armor and hit points, and now it's like, oh hey, weapons have different properties and elemental things are actually important now, and enemies have resistances and weaknesses, and actually play to the enemies.
Might have to give it a look eventually.
So, yeah, like it's because it's got that constant updating, and because it's still an open beta, like it's got like it can be a completely different game to how you played it 2 months ago. Like I've got 3 mates I play with, and they haven't played in a couple of months, and I'm just sitting here going, when we play again, I'm gonna have to run them through a tutorial again because it's just so different to how they last played. Yeah, that's easily, next to Saints Row 4, that's easily one of my favorite games that came out last year.
And it's not Pokemon. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's not Pokemon. I thought I shouldn't mention Pokemon, really.
Well, to be
Pokemon seemed like the obvious choice.
well, I mean, it's really weird with like Pokemon games. I mean, they're exactly what you want them to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only time you'll ever get people to complain about them is if they stray too far, which they really haven't
No.
ever.
No.
So-
They kind of just update the story and the graphics and...
Quote unquote
Pokemon.
story. Let's be honest, Pokemon games really don't have a story.
They've been having more stories recently. Doesn't
Well,
mean they're
yeah,
good.
recently.
They're getting story,
Yeah.
which is, you know,
It's a step
a
up.
first.
Yeah.
Holy crap, I just realized it's like Japanese Call of Duty. Mechanically the same,
But-
but every release is like, you know, a new graphics polish.
But you
and
don't
a new
have to buy
storyline.
DLC to make your imaginary pet look like a different imaginary pet. You just play the game and they
This is
change.
true. Yeah.
Or you wait for the inevitable third game.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like
Yeah.
Pokemon Z or something.
It'll
Yeah.
probably be like, it'll probably be Z. Probably.
And It's really subtle as well because the legendaries are
Shaped like Y and X, aren't they?
or Veltal, Xerneas, and then there's a hidden legendary called Zygarde.
Yeah.
Subtle.
He just got
Yeah,
like a
very
Subtlety
subtle.
is not Pokemon's strong point.
Isn't
Yeah.
Cigar just like a bug sort of thing? That's all I've seen from the screenshots.
It's a bug snake
Yeah.
thing.
Gross.
It's supposed to be reminiscent of of the giant serpent that lives under Yggdrasil, but yeah.
I mean, some of the designs, my passing grape for the past couple years is their designs are kind of stupid. I mean, there's a giant vanilla cone, and then a chandelier, and then recently a sword.
You
mentioned
sussing Horlucha.
Chandelure. You mentioned Chandelure. Now I have to start a fight. God damn it!
Don't ever sass Horlucha because he is the superior Pokemon.
Yeah, I like Horlucha.
Horlucha's
His
amazing.
stats are terrible, but
Well, I mean, his stats are really good. I mean, I looked at a friend of mine's, because he has it, and I was looking at the stats. I'm going, that is ridiculous. Now I need to get it.
yeah. But I really Chandelure is easily one of my favorite Pokemon. And
I've never used him.
he has the same special attack power as Mewtwo.
What?
So you,
Wow.
yeah, 438 if you meet all the conditions. And
That
if you don't,
is
you're still
ridiculous.
meeting at least above 300.
So then what's the
He
conditions?
hits like a tank. IVs, EVs,
Oh.
nature. Oh, yeah, I'm one of those Pokemon
Oh
players.
dear. Run away while we
That's why I
can.
try not. That's why I try not to talk about it unless I'm with other highbrow Pokemon players.
Oh.
Highbrow.
Highbrow.
Don't you start a fight with
Well,
me
I
here,
mean-
boy.
I'll start a fight.
Oh,
I'll come to your country and fight you.
Although I will say, with the recent Pokemon games, you almost have to be a meta player. You almost have to.
If you're playing it online.
As a
Not really. I mean, even in like the regular game, you almost have to.
Really?
as a meta player with the newer generation, like newer games, I have to say they have made it a lot easier. Like
Oh, yeah.
in X and Y, there's all those mini games which are just, for me, they're a godsend because it's like, oh my god, I can do this so quickly now. But for like non-meta players, they can go, oh hey, so I can do this to get my dude to hit harder and be faster. Sweet.
Yeah, so they don't have to
So-
worry about items or whatever.
Yeah.
But-
And
Whatever.
yeah.
Fine. All
I
right,
just played
Haza.
Pokemon.
Fine.
Sorry.
Fine. We'll
Fine.
change topic.
We'll change the subject for you.
No. I'm just saying I never played the minigames. I stayed
Oh.
away from those from Pokemon.
Ah, okay. Yeah, well, in
Please
X and Y,
continue.
they're nice and
We can just change this into the Pokemon podcast halfway through if you want to.
they're nice and accessible in X and Y. at
Yeah, I
least.
saw them
Yes.
there, but I just want to catch some more Pokemons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've already-
yeah, they're not mandatory because it's like the IV or the EVs that you get through them, you get catching Pokemon anyway.
Hmm.
So it's just like a nice, quicker way of doing it. So. And more obvious way because you can still just look at the screen and go, oh hey, my dude's got all the points and attack. Woo!
Yeah, it's a really good game
So-
to zone out to if you don't feel like doing anything really like metagaming or anything. It's just like, I'm just gonna grind for a bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go catch a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do some stuff and then whatever, and maybe if I feel like it, I will go to the gym or whatever. But
Yeah. And they actually reduced the chance of finding shiny. Well, no, increased
yeah,
the chance
I
of
was gonna
finding
say no.
shiny
They increased
Pokemon.
it because that was a major.
Like-
I think it was like 1 in
1 in 8,000
Yeah.
ish chance,
Jesus.
and now it's.
1 in
I think
4,000. I think.
they boosted the chance by I think it's like 50% or 75% or something ridiculous. So now you actually see them more often,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Which is funny because I have yet to see one.
Same. I have played every
I've
generation
seen
apart
two.
from Black and White, and I have not seen a single shiny in my life.
I got a shiny Pelipper, and I was just like, yeah, I don't use you ever.
But it must look amazing.
It's green.
Okay, that's disgusting.
It's green instead of blue.
Why would you? Oh god. Oh, that ruins it for me.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's just.
I do have a shiny Staraptor at least, which is silver.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna quit Pokemon forever now.
It works. No, shiny Staraptor works. So
No, because I want my shiny, but you're getting the cool double shiny here, and I get nothing. I get dick.
I know.
It's
know.
unfair.
Do you really want me to tell you how many hours I've possibly put into Pokemon over my life? Do you really?
I've put maybe equivalent. I was a very lonely child.
I wasn't lonely. It's just, something to do. I take a lot of public transport.
Oh.
Everything's too far away in Australia.
Yeah.
Uh,
Alright, so Hazo, what was your favorite game?
I've been looking at a list I wrote up, and I'm having a hard time deciding. It's like
That's what I did.
I got the story games like the Bioshock and Last of Us, Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, and then I got like Pokemon and Dota and Saints Row, and I'm like, they're all really good. Probably the one that had most like impact on me at the time, probably Last of Us, but Walking Dead is like my favourite game, so I'm looking forward to the rest of it when it comes out, but there's only one episode, so it's hard to choose.
Wait,
Probably-
you mean all three? I'm sorry, all five? Or just like season 2?
Like the rest of season 2, the first episode of season 2's come out of Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, and they're both really good, but
Okay.
I don't want to call my favourite till I've finished it. But The Last of Us
Yeah.
has a special place, because it's the only game that while I was playing it, I shouted out, "Oh fuck me," at a point in the story, when I was completely alone. So it gets something for making me do that.
I will say Bioshock Infinite did that for me when I went into Comstock's house. Because that place was creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought something was going to go on. When the wheelchair went, I don't know if it did for everybody else. Maybe it was just my game when you saw the wheelchair go across the room, or like a little bit across the room, and I just kind of went, "Oh, it's gonna be this level." Okay, and that was a terrifying level. It was just like I had like little ammunition and not a whole lot of vigors left, so I had to be sneaky throughout the whole thing, and that was absolutely terrifying.
That was with the alarm fellas, right?
Yeah, the silence
Yes.
or whatever.
That was it.
It was a good level, but that scared the hell out of me.
And when you finish looking at the cameras and you just turn around.
That didn't scare me.
I-
After you pull the lever, I think, when you turn around and he's right there,
That
that
was it,
didn't
yeah.
scare me.
Like,
Maybe it's
I thought
because,
it would be there, and I had this lingering thought, like, it's gonna scare me. Turn around, yep. Just piss myself.
Because they did that in the original Bioshock, if
True.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Yeah, they did.
so when
Which is really effective, because I think the original Bioshock, it was just like it wasn't actually a switch, it was just like an item box or something, so you
Yeah.
went over going, "Oh hey, item box," and then you turn around, "Oh god, what the fuck?"
oh yeah,
No,
with the doctor,
it's a medical cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it becomes all foggy, and then you turn around and he's just standing there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he just does nothing. But like that one scared the hell out of me when that happened. But then when in Infinite, I just kind of, after I flipped the lever or whatever, I just kind of thought something's going to be right behind me, isn't there? And I turned around and he was right there, and I was like, "Yep, he's right there."
Called it.
I think
Yeah.
you can kind of tell, because, like, it sort of funnels you in just a little bit, just enough so you can't move side to side.
Yeah, that
Not
was
too
my
much.
tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
for me. It's like, oh man, it's either going to be a cutscene or something's going to happen. So I mean, it was still effective, but it wasn't like caught off guard or scared or anything.
Yeah. No, I think right now, Last of Us takes it for me, pending the release of The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us.
I still have to play The Wolf Among Us, but I'm gonna wait until all the episodes of The Walking Dead are out and just do a marathon, because that's what I did last time.
Yeah, you got to Walking Dead, the first one, just as episode 4 was being released, and I thought it came in like, oh, it's licensed, it's Telltale, I never played a game theirs before, probably won't be that great. I ended up with like tears, like, oh my god, what is this game?
Oh
It's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, because everyone was telling me you were gonna cry at the end of episode 5, and I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, I've come close to crying a few times in games, like with Infamous 2. I don't know if you guys ever played that one.
That's good.
Yeah, I almost cried on that one. And then there's another one I'm totally blanking on that I kind of teared up a little bit, but this one made me full-blown cry. Like, waterworks, I'm taking my shirt and wiping my eyes. It was ridiculous.
I didn't actually cry, but when I finished it, I just like sat in my room looking at the wall for half an hour. Like, what do I do now? What do I do in my life?
It's like,
I just experienced this.
How do I function?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
basically.
What do I do with my life? Now I feel like garbage.
Just shut down for a little bit, let it all gather, and then just like go downstairs like, Mum, I need a hug.
A video game did this to me. I don't know what to do with myself. All right, what about you, Martin?
Well, I think it's a little bit of a cheat, I think. Well, it did come out for consoles last year, but it did come out for PC not long ago. And my answer has to be Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
I need to play
Because- Oh, because I have never played a Metal Gear game. I kind of love the cheesiness of it. That's all I know, really. But God, I have like a weak spot for hack and slash games, like stylish hack and slash games, like
Okay.
DMC Devil May Cry, the new one. I really love that one. I really, really love that one.
So
I love all the other Devil May
So
Crys.
that one is good then? The DMC?
I really thought it was good.
Okay.
But a lot of people are crying because, it's not old Dante. It's not the cool, I'm gonna use my rose gun or whatever. I can't remember what that thing was called in the fourth one, I think, where he shot roses
Was
that
that
exploded.
Lucifer, I think it was?
I
think that one was Lucifer, but that cutscene was
the
amazing.
actual weapon?
Yeah, don't sass that cutscene, that was amazing.
No. It was amazing. He make like a heart, and then he catches a rose, and he's like always suave. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to be like him.
All right, because that game is now free on PlayStation Plus, and I'm debating if I should get it or not.
Wait, Metal Gear Rising: Revenge?
No, DMC Devil May Cry,
4 or 3?
the remake or whatever it's called. It's on
The
the one with the
4, I
new
guess.
Dante. The new Dante.
yeah. Oh, DMC.
Yeah, DMC. That one's free on PlayStation
The
Plus.
double name Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
But I love those games, and I have I love all these kinds of. I'm horrible at them because I'm really bad at doing it stylish.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm like button mash.
Yeah,
But it's fun even then, and I mean, now with Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, it was like over the top silly. It was like, okay, you make these silly jokes that I would make, like telling a robot dog to throw him a bone, and it's funny, and he explains it because it's funny because his body resembles a feline, and I'm like, ha ha ha, that's hilarious.
Have you played Bayonetta?
I wish.
Get
I
on that.
wish, because it's only on consoles.
Oh,
Just
'Cause
like,
I
that's-
wish.
Go
because
around
it's
a
one of
friend.
those games. And that game is amazing.
go around a friend, like, tie them up and throw them in like a bin for a bit, and play Bayonetta, leave the house, and you'd just have a good life.
Yeah.
I know, I want
It's
to.
it's a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I'm debating on getting a Wii U just to get the second one. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go that far.
See, I've thought about doing that, and I've actually pissed off one of the people on the forums when I
think
said
everyone
I
does
refuse.
that just by existing.
Yeah, well,
To be fair.
that's true. But it's one of those like, it was one of those Nintendo threads, and I just made the comment I refused to buy a console for one game,
Oh dear.
and it was for
Yeah.
Bayonetta, and someone jumped down my throat. It's like, but Mario and Zelda, and it's like, oh God, go away.
Were they called Jeffers
Oh.
by any chance?
No.
Rip in peace, Jeffers. Never forget you.
He's bad now.
Yeah.
So.
But it was just like, it's like I have to defend myself. No, I am not buying a console for just one game. I did that with the PSP, and I'm not doing that ever again.
Yeah, like
And for a little
I
while with the
own a handful
PS3,
of games on the
so
Wii.
Hey, even DMC is actually this year, so that's actually
Hmm.
valid for one of my favorite games
Oh.
of the year.
oh, that's right, it did come
Nice.
out. I forgot about
The
that.
24th of January, so about a year now.
Oh my God, where does the
So-
time go?
I know, right? But yeah, like the actual like hack and slash of those, and I wish I could play Bayonetta. I really, really do.
It's fantastic and insane.
I know.
I might scrounge a copy of that somewhere. I still have a working 360, so
It's
It's definitely fun.
it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm torn. Like, I wish my friend who does have a console, like, I wish he actually did have that game. He doesn't.
I will say you will get very tired of hearing "Fly Me to the Moon."
No, you won't.
Oh, I will never.
You
You'll
will
never get tired. You'll not. It's amazing.
Well, it's a good song, but after like the 100th time of like
Yeah,
this
but-
Japanese woman singing "Fly Me to the Moon," it got
It's-
really old after a while.
It's just it's the 100th time fitting in with the sass and the combat, and just like I don't want to stop playing this.
I will say the dancing, the when you beat the game, you unlock like this music video dancing
Yeah.
thing. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
It was
I remember
weird.
I remember going through the menus like, oh, what is this? And I clicked on it and it started playing, and I just sat there with like this confused look on my face. I'm just like, what did I just see?
What is this? Should I be having fun with this?
And then it
What?
ended, and I think I sat there in silence for a little bit, and then I played it again just to make sure that what I saw was what I actually saw.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Was this a secret like post-credit scene? Like, is there something more afterwards? Like the real credits?
I think it just unlocks.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. I just remember being it there.
I think it plays after the credits because I remember just like reveling in the final boss fight, and then the credits roll. Then there's
yeah.
the scene. Yeah.
Well, that scene was something else. I think I know what you're talking about, but I think that's something else.
Oh dear. Oh, there's
And I
even
don't
more I
want
haven't
to.
found out.
And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it.
I do have to make an honorable mention to something I discovered this year or last year.
Okay.
But it's not from last year. It's from 2011, but it transcends all the things that like. It was a game that surprised me. It was an amazing game, one of my new favorites, and it's on console. It's called Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3.
Oh, I've heard of
And
that.
it's the most amazing
Yes,
game
I have that.
ever played.
I've seen gameplay
I
of Gundam
have that.
2, and it seemed kind of bad.
2 is bad. 3 is amazing.
Huh.
Yes,
1 is
3 is
bad.
actually... I was really surprised at how much time I'd put into Gundam 3.
Yeah,
Like,
I-
looking at the save file, it's like, no, I haven't put 100 hours into this. No, I couldn't have.
No, exactly.
It felt like
that's,
less.
I think me and my friend, like, I discovered it, and he was like, oh, let's go to, we were deciding to play some games and have fun for, like, a day or two. But then, like, oh, let's go to, the local GameStop, and we'll just look at used games. And he found this game, and he's like, we gotta play this. Like, okay. And I think I stayed there for 5 days playing this game.
Good lord.
Yeah, I think we looked. Our save file had like I think at least 53 hours
Oh
of
my
gameplay
god.
Christ.
of
Yeah,
this game. I
It's
couldn't
just that
stop.
kind of game.
Can
It
I
was
reenact scenes
amazing.
from Gurren Lagann if I buy this game?
Yeah,
Because
I
that
hope
is the
so.
selling point.
No, that's the next
Probably.
game. The next game
Yeah.
does actually allow you to do the giant mobile armor suits.
Oh fucking hell! What is this called?
Wait, really?
Is it Gundam 4? Because I need this. I need this now.
It's something like Gundam Muso, whatever the Japanese name is, but
jeez.
it comes out
I-
soon. Actually, it came
yeah.
out last. Yeah, it came out this winter now.
I need to
in Japan,
investigate.
though.
I think it'll come out as Dynasty Warriors
Yeah.
4 Gundam.
I'm
Gundam 4, however you say it.
Or some ridiculous name.
They have a
I'm-
Zelda one coming out, so...
Yeah, exactly. I'm with Jim Sterling on this one. I love the Dynasty Warriors games.
I've never
They're-
played
It's just so fun.
I've never
'cause
played
they're
any
just
of
so
them.
over the top.
Yeah,
I played Devil Kings, which is
Like-
Capcom Dynasty Warriors, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I've played that one. And it felt weird. It was weird.
I really like the Gundam 3 more than the actual Dynasty Warrior games, because there's one upgrade you can get for your suits, which causes minor enemies to explode
Yes.
on death,
Yes.
which can chain react with other enemies.
Oh
So
my
if you
God.
hit someone hard enough, you blow up an entire field. I've got
Yes.
the kill combo of I think it's 500
Dude.
because I just blew up an entire room. It's just like
Oh shit! I had the
that was
perfect
amazing.
combo. I had the absolute perfect combo because there's one character, there's one Gundam. This is the last thing. Then we'll actually go on.
Yeah.
There's one Gundam called the. I can't remember. I think it's just called Gundam Zero or something. But he's like
Yeah.
It's one of the Gundams from where they had to be. The Gundams basically just imitate the Gundam pilot, so they actually had to have like karate masters inside the Gundams.
I know the series you're talking about. So
yeah.
the fight Gundams.
Yeah, it's
basically.
not the Master Asia one. Yeah, there's a guy called Master Asia, and he's Asian.
Yeah.
Well,
Subtle.
Well, I would assume.
No, he's a big white guy. Native American.
Is he called
No,
Master
but,
White? That sounds a bit racist.
But so there's another upgrade for your suit actually that you can get. It's called like magnetic field, and every time you do an attack, there's a chance like all the enemies get pulled in towards you. And this guy had basically he turned into a whirlwind for like 5 seconds and just went around, and it would just pull everyone into you. So you're like this giant ball, like this giant tornado of mechs just walking around the battlefield. And it was the most amazing. And then they flew off and exploded and created chain reactions. And it was the most amazing thing in the world.
Jesus.
Okay, now I'm done.
Whatever I
Moving on.
have in my head is not doing anything justice, probably, as to what's going on in that scene.
Try to segue it.
It's a good game.
Can we,
I'm gonna
like,
try
It really
and
is.
segue it, and it's probably gonna be terrible.
Just before that, can we like quote "Giant Tornado of Mechs" and put it on the back of the box?
I would.
Because that's a selling point for anybody. Just like, oh, what's this game do? Oh, Giant Tornado of Mechs. I think I'll get this.
I would just see a screenshot of that, like this Gundam, and like spinning, and like the co-op partner watching him from afar. It's just this giant tornado of metal and swords.
It's the best.
Oh,
It
that's
really
wonderful.
is.
Wow.
Yes, the segue we're all waiting for.
It's
Yeah.
segue. It's more like a segue crash. Whatever.
So let's spin into the next one.
Ah,
Yes.
Shane,
Feel it. Feel it.
you're the only one awake right now.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's like what, 9 right now for you in the morning?
10 o'clock.
Jesus.
It is 10 o'clock in the
Oh
morning.
well then. I was
20
close.
to 12 for me, like AM.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm the lonely American. Whatever.
Yeah.
So now, since it's not only like the end of the era, it's also the end of the generation, which is weird for me because I felt like this one kind of went on forever. But so what? Out of all the games that came out this generation, what are your 2 favorites?
Oh.
Because 1 is too hard. We can go for 2.
Oh, but they don't have to be the same generation. Like, it doesn't have to be the same console.
No.
No.
It could be like 1 for PC or 1 for PS3. It doesn't really matter. So,
Okay.
to give you guys an easy time, I will go first.
Oh,
I know.
thank you, Almighty Fizz.
I think for one of them, it has to be Assassin's Creed 2. I just love that game. I think I've played that game at least 5 times.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I just love Ezio. He's just I think he's a well planned out character. And the music was fantastic in that game. I love the music in that game and the set pieces, and it was just amazing to me. Everything about it was just great. I mean, there's a couple things where it was glitchy. I mean, I fell through the floor a couple times, at least.
It's just the Animus. It's messing up.
I think it's, well, no, whatever. I think about once every time I replay it, I go through the floor. I don't know why. It's always in Florence and right where the entrance and exit is. It's weird. I don't understand it. But still, I just love the game. And despite all that, and I'm going to cheat. It's a
Okay.
tie between 2 games.
Oof.
One's Bayonetta,
Oof.
just because that game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I will say the music in that one is good, despite me shitting all over the "Fly Me to the Moon."
Hey, it's still, yeah,
It's
it still
ex-
has
it's-
really good.
Yeah, it still has good music. It's the cutscenes are ridiculous. The boss fights are ridiculous, and I don't recommend fighting on the hardest unless you're pretty damn sure you have the combat down really good.
Or autistic.
I'm
When it comes to, like,
not gonna
fighting
touch.
games.
I'm not gonna touch that.
Okay, a savant, then.
I will accept that.
Oh,
Okay,
dear.
fine.
Because I try to play it on hard, difficulty.
Hey, it was a compliment.
And no, it's too hard. I couldn't get past. I got to the plane, which is very early in the game, and I couldn't get past it. It was too hard. It was ridiculous. And my other tie-breaker game is Infamous.
Ooh.
It's a good game. I really the first one, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice is kind of too gravelly for me. I think they fixed it perfectly in the second one, but I think the powers and everything was just fun. And I really love the developer that made it anyways. So
Sucker Punch, isn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
They also did Sly Cooper.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I've
So
never
and it's
played those
it's
games.
very Sly Cooper-ish. It's with the parkour and climbing up everything, and
Yeah, that's true.
it was a lot of fun.
Cole McGrath.
Cole McGrath.
McGrath.
So yeah, those are my 3 games. Even though I cheated, but you know what? Damn it, this is my podcast, and I can do whatever I want.
Oh, you're not allowed to
Whatever you
cheat?
want.
Do we have to stick to the rules?
I think everyone's gonna cheat now since the rule maker broke her own
Hey,
rules.
It's
bend
easier
it a
to
little
not
bit.
cheat, so I don't think I will.
You get 1 cheat. If you
Oh.
have not used a cheat, you can use it. So Martin, you're done.
Shit. My honorable mention of Gundam.
Honorable
Alright.
mentions count as favourites now.
I got to use this wisely. I got to use my cheat.
Oh,
Aw.
all right, Shane.
Huh? Meh.
I can fill in the gap if you want.
Go.
No, I got things.
Okay.
I got.
Are you sure?
I'll just think. Yeah, I'll burn my cheat. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes, I'm nice and wide awake in the morning. I still can't put together a sentence. My top 3 games of this generation, because rules be broken, would be Dead Space 2, because I felt like it improved on everything Dead Space 1 did. Like, it was a lot more atmospheric, like, the enemies were a lot more threatening. I remember a lot of Dead Space 1 was, oh look, there's an enemy, look, there's a corpse.
Punch, punch, stomp, stomp.
And
Yeah,
it did give us that one creepy scene
Oh yeah, the good creepy scenes in
With-
Dead Space 2.
with the one with the nursery.
No,
Yeah,
with
that
the
was-
with the nurse.
No, yeah.
And it's just like, what's she doing? Oh, don't
No,
do that.
no.
Don't
I
hug it.
even-
Don't hug it.
Oh, that
Ah,
one.
and the ice cream machine.
Oh.
I thought that's what you were talking about at first. I was like, oh, wait, nursery? What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one too. But the nursery one I thought was a good little
Yeah,
dose of what the fuck.
I wish I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
that was a good weird one. But yeah, I just really liked Dead Space 2 because it just felt like it improved on everything and like it added more to it as well. So it's just nice and like a nice, good, awesome sequel.
And the
which-
map is better.
Yeah, the map was not terrible, which I liked.
I know.
I just
'cause
used the
nav-
pimp stance for everything.
Yeah.
because the
It's just like
the navigating
stop.
in the first one was terrible. I got lost more than I thought I
Yeah.
would have.
And because everything looked exactly the same in Dead Space 1, like it's like, okay, now I just go down metal hallway 1 and go take the elevator up to come into a room that looks exactly the same, and go down metal hallway 2.
But I think they kind of explained that away because you were in a ship. But
Yeah.
still, they couldn't have put indicators of where you were, of
and
anything.
and it kind of played to the whole it was also really annoying with 1 because it's like the ship was supposed to be super infested and like the 1,000-man crew was all zombified and things, and it's just like, except when I backtrack nothing spawns. In Dead Space 2, when you backtrack, shit spawns.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh hey, this is like an entire whole settlement that's been infested. There's like 3 million people here. Have 3 million zombies to fight. So that was just a nice addition because it actually felt like the infestation was big.
And plus, the church was creepy.
Oh, the church was really creepy.
It was
Churches are always creepy.
well, that's true, but in this one, it was just creepy. Everything like when you
Yeah.
read the texts and stuff,
Oh,
and like the little church and little demon children or whatever.
no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sleep after this. I want to
So
hear
in
more.
Dead Space 3 Awakened, right?
Oh
Yeah,
Dead Space 3, bro.
yeah. Or
Dead Space 3 is
Not good.
Dead Space 3 is my most disappointing game
Yeah.
of the year.
I
Yeah.
think it easily wins.
But the DLC Dead Space 3 Awakened is significantly better because they did go back to the more psychological horror.
okay.
So it actually feels like horror as opposed to, oh look, I'm shooting zombies. Whoa.
Because that was my big gripe. Because I knew there was DLC, but I didn't bother. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care.
But it's, the DLC is significantly better than the actual campaign, despite being a hell of a lot shorter.
Yeah.
So,
But I will admit, like some of the set pieces were bigger in the third one than the second one. Like the drill bit or the drill part.
yeah.
Even though that part pissed me off more than anything.
It's a bit silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, go find this. Oh, try not to die, by the way.
My biggest problem with 3 was really the weapon system,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh hey, so I'm trying to cut their limbs off with the old weapons and they're doing nothing, so I'll just craft a shotgun chain gun combo and play on the highest difficulty level and not use any medkits.
Hey.
Difficulty!
Cakewalk.
Non-existent.
Actually, you know what? That
Yeah.
reminds me of like the Deus Ex Director's Cut. They added a new game plus mode.
Oh yeah.
And so I played the hardest difficulty you can get on the new game plus. So basically, I have all my augments on there. It was ridiculous.
Just cloak through
Yeah,
the first level.
I pretty much cloaked through the first 2 levels. It was
Wow.
not even funny.
Jeez.
It was like, yeah, this is really hard.
It's like cheating.
Yeah, I felt like,
So challenged.
yeah, wake me up when this gets hard.
It's kind of the point of New
Yeah.
Game Plus mode in a lot of games, though.
Yeah.
Just, hey, you spent all this time getting really powerful. Do you want to fuck dudes up? Because we're going to let you. It'll be nice like that.
Oh, this is great, because now I can segue into my next top game, Xenoblade Chronicles. Which had New Game Plus, but also was like, oh hey, people are going to New Game Plus this RPG, so let's throw in level 100 enemies around the starting zones.
Jeez.
Wow.
So they have something to fight when they New Game
Those
Plus.
are dicks.
So what is
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles for someone who has no idea?
It is a JRPG released on the Wii that had a very limited release, and I don't think it was actually properly released in America either. Like, it actually is surprisingly rare to come across now, because it's just stopped making
Wasn't
the
that
game.
part of Operation Rainfall?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
And
What?
the 2 other games that nobody knows about.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but to
Yeah.
persuade Nintendo of America to localize some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nintendo of
Oh.
America was like, fuck that.
yeah, because they're the last company that region locks, which is stupid, but whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, and it is a massive, massive game. Like, the main storyline's at least 60 hours long, and then all the side quests, like, I was doing side quests for about 20 hours, and I'd done about a fifth of them.
Jesus.
It's just like, holy crap. And there's, like, the areas, like, just the sheer scale of the game, like, graphically, it's not the best. Like, it looks kind of like late PlayStation 2 era.
Hmm.
Like, the graphics is very reminiscent of Final Fantasy 12.
It is,
If anyone's
yeah.
played that.
Very reminiscent.
But,
It feels a bit
yeah.
Monster Hunter over it, like in the graphical quality.
yeah.
A little bit.
But, like, just the sheer scale of it, and, like, the size, and the story's pretty good, and I really like the characters. Like, the characters are very well developed, mainly because they have, the obnoxious secondary character who's, like, all big and muscly and brawny and all that, and he's actually, like, his big character arc is recognizing that he's being horribly outclassed by the superpowered hero main character. So it's just like, oh, why the fuck am I here to protect you then? Fuck it, I'll protect everyone else.
Hey!
Like, I just really liked his character arc as well, because, like, it's just really well done.
I do like
pretty
how
great.
pleasingly British everyone is in that game.
Yeah.
I forgot this guy.
I-
It's
I
like,
just-
come on, friend, we need to do this. All right, Shulk, let's go stop the monsters. Or whatever. It's like, oh, they're cute.
I just like the fact that they actually got voice actors to do it, because
Yeah.
I played Star Ocean: The Last Hope, and never again.
No.
Star Ocean: The Last Hope is the game you play when you want to hear bad voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So anyways, what about you, Martin?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So as I've said before, I'm not a Xbox or PS3 player, but I will mix it up a bit and not use games I've said before. But and games that also exist on the PC, but are on all consoles basically. So I will have to say that one of them has to be Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. Because I love Tom Clancy. And Sam Fisher is one of my favorite characters. And that was just a solid co-op experience and single-player experience. And I just had hours of fun just playing through that. So that is definitely one of them. And I believe that the second one that I was thinking of has escaped me. But
Ugh.
yeah, or no, it hasn't escaped me actually. It has almost escaped me, but it actually has to be Borderlands 2,
Yeah.
hands down. Borderlands
Yeah.
2.
Borderlands
It's a good
2
game.
was a lot of fun.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
was just beautiful.
I actually played that game
yeah.
mostly on co-op, and that was a lot of fun.
I mean, that's the greatest
Yeah.
part of it, of sitting and laughing to the jokes, and even the DLCs are really solid. Like I love that the voice acting never falters. Like it always keeps it's really kept really high, even in the DLCs that are even just like an hour long. And
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort to actually make it to the same standard, and it's just a great experience to sit and laugh with a couple of friends and shoot some midgets in the face.
Yeah, or run
Yeah.
into a dirty robot who tells
Yeah,
dirty
well-
jokes.
Yeah.
Or the robot that wants to be a human and get him some limbs.
That one's good.
Yeah, that was a good one. There was a lot of good characters in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
it was really
lot.
good.
I mean, I like the original Borderlands, but not as much as this one. It was just fantastic. I mean, Tiny Tina's Tea Time side mission was probably my favorite. It was so
Oh,
ridiculous.
Oh,
Really
the
like
one where
Tiny Tina.
Yeah, I mean, Tiny Tina is probably one of my favorite characters.
Oh, she's
And, like,
awesome.
I mean, I just love the undertones to it too, like the whole tea party mission, like where you have to get Princess Fluffy Butt,
And Sir Reginald,
yeah.
and yeah.
the Von Bartlesby.
And,
Yeah, Von Bartlesby and the crumpets,
and
if
then,
you run into them or not. Yeah.
Right, that's a bonus. But also, then you get Flesh Stick.
I think that's his
Yeah.
name, yeah.
Flesh stick.
But
yeah.
but then you actually know, like, if you check like the name tag, it's like the bastard who killed
My
my
parents,
Yeah.
and like you can find the in the what's it, nature reserve, you find the recorder that says, like, it's
the
Tina's
backstory.
mom telling
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
to throw the thing at the wall to escape, and it's just
Yeah.
these subtle like narrative things that you can find throughout the world is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
The main prop.
like-
Go ahead.
I
Craig.
thoroughly enjoy that, they actually use the voice recorders as
Yeah.
that. Because in the last game, they kind of did, but not really. It was just like
Yeah.
random stuff that may have to do with your mission.
And only one character really had him. So,
Yeah. I mean, every so often you run into someone. I mean, in the DLC, they gotten a lot better about that, especially with,
Yeah.
what's his name? General Knox. His armory.
yeah.
Yeah,
General
yeah.
Knox was
That was a good
one.
one, and you can kind of tell where they were going with Borderlands 2 with that one, because it felt more open and alive and like just a great experience. And so with like Borderlands 2, it's just like everything just meshed well together. That was just a fun game.
It was a really great balance between story, like heavy story, if you wanted to, you could listen to everything. You can listen to every person speak, and it was usually, beautiful dialogue, or Randy Pitchford playing Crazy Earl. By the way, that's him as the voice actor.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you didn't know that. Or like, you could find like the recorders around for your individual characters. Like, oh, I wonder what Maya has to do with this. Like, and you'll get like the things about her being stuck in this sect or cult or whatever it is.
Yeah, and she's their god or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like basically prayed as a goddess and like kept under to keep the followers under control and stuff. Like it's just, it has something for everyone. And like if you just want to shoot things in the face, you can do that and just ignore everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the main issue with
yeah,
Borderlands 2 is that you can never go back to Borderlands 1 afterwards.
Oh,
'cause
no.
everything about
Yeah.
it is like objectively worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
And that's
It's
good,
very-
but that's kind of like... Is it good? It's good,
but it's also bad.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I mean,
it's bad in the good
not
way.
bad so much as just like, oh, I've played the significantly better one, so why would I ever?
well,
Yeah.
want to
see,
go to the
here's the
old
thing
one?
with Borderlands 2, it did everything that a sequel is supposed to do.
Definitely.
exactly.
I mean, the mechanics are way better.
It improved.
Yeah. So, and that's how it should be a forward progression, not like, oh, it's still a hold. This part right here is still a holdover. No, I mean the world is better. The driving is way better.
yeah.
The shooting mechanics,
loot.
the story. They actually have a story.
Yeah, whoa. It's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't
Yeah.
be like, if you get a new mobile phone and you finally get a smartphone for the first time. I, for example, have finally gotten a smartphone when I returned back to Sweden now. But, like, it's not going to be like, oh, I really wish my old phone, because it had Snake. It's like, it's not going to be like, I'm going to go back to my old phone just because of that.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
That's what
Yeah.
I love, that it's better in every way, and that's what I think that maybe
That's
some
okay.
developers are scared of, because it's like, well, our old game is not going to be sold anymore. Like, I still think people have appreciated it enough,
I
and now
think-
like everyone's gonna put their time into the second one.
I think it's like going from like Mario World, like with Louis, with like Yoshi, to going back to Mario 3. That's what it feels like to me, because like I mean, the biggest improvement between the two of them is, granted, you still fly in Mario World, but you get a mount now.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's kind of like that, and so it should be a good thing when you go back. You're like, oh, so this is how it was before they made some changes or whatever. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
terrible or anything. It's just you just notice that a lot of
But-
tweaks were made.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that feeling in an MMO or like in Skyrim, where you find that one weapon or armor that each stat shows green when you compare it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
And
definitely.
you're like, I'm gonna switch this out. There's no arguing. I'm not gonna keep the old one. Like, there's no reason to go back to it ever.
yeah,
Kind of that.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Borderlands 2 and Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist are mine.
All right. What about you?
No cheating.
It works.
And I'm proud of you.
Yes.
When we say generation,
I didn't use.
are we
machine.
talking time frame or the specific consoles?
Just basically like the lifespan of like the Xbox and PS3 and the Wii.
Alright, I'm going to use my cheat card to put in a PS2 game in, because it came out in 2008 or 9, I think. But we'll start off with
Oh
the
yeah, they did. Yeah, they kept developing for that. All right.
current
Yeah.
gen stuff. Current
Yeah.
gen, Walking Dead for the first one, because that game is fucking amazing. Like, people have criticised it a lot because, oh, your choice doesn't mean anything, and oh, the same thing happens, but it's like, the micro choices and the micro changes really make it what it is.
Oh yeah.
And in any route that you take, it's still amazing, heartbreaking, well written, well presented, well voice acted, and just it's
Yeah.
gonna make me cry. But yeah, that game, I think the only real fault I can find of it is that it's released in the episodic thing. It just seems a bit pointless to me.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
they've got their own reasons, probably.
Yeah, but it's still old school, like point and click back in the day when they used to do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. And I like
Yeah.
how they can have the action and combat while still keeping that point and click like skin. So you can have
Yeah.
these intense moments, like really fucking intense moments, but not having to devolve into like XXY to do flip strike combo, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And second game on this generation would be Dark Souls, because
Oh, yeah.
it's like oppressive and difficult, and it hates you, but you
Oh,
hate
you're
it
one
back.
of those.
Like you hate it
Yeah.
back, but then you love it because it hates you and it loves you. Because the payoff is just like, just hug me, Dark Souls. You're so good.
It's like a
And then you
drill
get into
sergeant.
PvP and it hates you, and then you love PvP.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
I played a bit of the PvP, and it's like I don't like PvP, but Dark Souls I can't not because it's just good.
I still need to finish Dark
Yeah.
Souls, but that is
Everyone
such
does.
a good game.
Yeah,
I have not
Yeah.
dared to start that.
You will hate Blythetown.
I think so.
yeah,
Yeah.
You will
Metal Gear
hate
Rising
it.
Revengeance is actually quite Dark Soul-y in a way. Like, it's harsh. Like, it's a harsh teacher, but you feel so
Yeah.
accomplished when you actually finish
Right.
it.
It's hard, but not unfair.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a very hard thing to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean,
accomplish.
if you die, it's your fault because you didn't pay attention. I mean, with Demon Souls,
Yeah.
there was some cheap deaths. I mean, you
so
go up
cheap,
the thing of stairs and a boulder will come down. How was I supposed to know there's going to be a boulder?
you
Yeah,
can
it's
like
there's no way to avoid it.
No, you can't avoid it. You're going to get hit, and you're going to enjoy it.
in both of those, like you can see them just before they come at you, and that's like they do it right at the beginning. This is basically the boulder that says we're not fucking around.
Yeah,
Boom, goes half your health. It's like, oh, okay. I guess I need to pay attention in this game.
yeah. But like when that happened, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's how it's going to be.
And a lot of times it can
So
seem
that's how we're playing this.
it can seem very unfair, and I know minor early game spoilers after you beat the Taurus demon. It's like, yes, to beat Taurus demon. Go down. I talked to Slayer. It's like this guy is a bro in this hostile land. He's cool. Walk onto the bridge. Oh, a dragon. You died. There go all your souls. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
But
I think I
then-
died going across the bridge the first time too.
Yeah.
Because I saw the dragon land there, and I just kind of thought, something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, but then
I-
like,
Kind of have a feeling it's gonna happen, but I was like, maybe the game is just messing with me. Oh, there's something going down there. What the fuck?
but like you
Like,
look
there's a
back
message.
on. Sometimes there's a message from the other players, but like you can look back on the
Yeah.
environment before, like when after you come back, and it's like, oh, there's dead burnt bodies. The bridge is completely burnt. Solaire just spoke about a drake that goes onto bridges. Maybe I should pay attention a little bit more.
Maybe
Yeah,
I
it's
should
that
read the
sort of
message.
Yeah. Although people
a-
can be like, it's safe ahead, so it's like, oh cool, run long. Oh,
I will say, the ones that have been jerks with their messages, they are very far and in between. Because a lot of them are like,
Yeah.
thing up ahead.
yeah.
Run, and you're like, oh, cool, a helpful little message. Or go up ladder that you didn't see, or eat a deadly treasure chest, or whatever.
Yeah.
Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. A lot of praise the sun.
Loads of praise.
know, right?
Oh, so much.
I saw two which kind of like showed the complete differences there can be, because Dark Souls is kind of weird in that unless you use a spell, you can't tell whether the votes are positive or negative. So a message will just have a certain amount of votes. And when I was first playing the game, I saw after you come to the church area, there was a thing that said blacksmith ahead, where there was, and you had like 90 plus votes, or just 90 votes because you couldn't see plus or minus. And there's another one just before that. It's like there's a short, like thin passage I have to walk through where you can just fall off easily, and there's a note that said like secret ahead with 80 votes. If you walk ahead, you just fall off and die, and you have to do all that over again. It's just like, this is the community. It loves fucking with you, but it loves giving you hope.
Yeah.
And I just like how
Yeah.
it implements that. And for my
I just took every note as suspicious.
Yeah.
It's like, you're gonna kill me, so I'm gonna proceed cautiously.
it's weak against fire. Do I use my fire? Or do I not use my fire? Ah,
Shit.
To be fair, everything's weak against
most,
fire.
yeah. The god of fire
Pyromancy
is weak
for the
against
win.
fire. Is
Which
the
is-
dumb-
A little bit.
The,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that needs
You
to
can
be
run
said.
around-
Yes.
yeah.
You can run around naked with pyromancy if you really wanted to.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
And I'm going to use my cheat card. It's technically a PS2 game, Persona 4. Because you look at it and it's like, oh, it's anime JRPG, or this would be predictable and boring. And it's like, no, this has the solid gameplay that you expect from JRPGs and such. It's been polished to like a fine sheen. The characters are well presented. They like They have different spins on them. It makes you look at yourself a little bit. One of the characters helped me kind of identify a lot of problems I had in my life with myself, and it's like, actually helped me as a person. And that games don't do that.
That's
So
real
seeing a
cool.
game that did, it's like, how does it do it? It just does,
Wow.
That's amazing.
and it's
Well,
fun.
to be fair, Persona 4 Golden, I forgot what the other part is called.
Oh,
It's on
yeah.
it's on the Vita now, so technically
Yeah.
it's out this
Boom.
gen. So
Alright.
there you go.
Yeah.
I have never played a Persona game.
I haven't
Like,
either, and I
Never.
have that one on the Vita for the Vita, and I have yet to play it.
You
So
need to
They're
need
just
to play.
out on consoles that I don't have.
well, you need to fix this.
I have a PlayStation 2, but
Get 3 and 4. I haven't played
I
one or
just
2
don't have
yet.
the time.
It's like there's a lot of classic games I should play, like Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, that game's so
oh
good.
my god.
God Hand, I've heard.
Oh,
That game
yes.
is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I need
yeah.
to play God Hand.
And
Though.
Persona games,
Yeah.
and then I really want a Vita to try like Tearaway and all these kinds of games.
Hmm.
Gravity
Yeah.
Rush is real fun too, which is
Ooh,
bizarre because I looked and I was playing the game, and then I have the box and I was looking at it, and I'm like, the director's name is very familiar. Why is that? And I looked it up, and it was the guy that made the original Silent Hill.
Huh.
And I'm looking at this going, that's quite of a different kind
That's
of taste
really
we're going
different.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Wow.
But then again,
Oh.
there's a cult
Oh.
involved, so
Oh,
whatever.
Well, it all comes together.
So-
Right on.
There's a cult involved, so
And I was like,
yeah.
you're still in your element. You're okay. But that is a fun game, even though it uses some of the gimmicky stuff, like the like when you hold the Vita, you use your fingers on the back of the screen to do certain things. That's kind of crappy. It's terrible.
Oh,
But other than that, I mean, it's fun, and there's a couple of Vita games that are just super fun, and I've been playing some of the old Final Fantasies on there, and life is
in
good.
its very small library. from what I've heard.
Oh God, I'm so sick of that argument.
Oh dear.
It's not really true.
Here we go.
Okay.
It's not really true.
Strap yourselves in.
I don't want to go there because
Okay. Let's skip it.
I'm just gonna say that's not true. So
Can I say your
Try to
opinion
make a
on
Vita
like
cast.
what's that?
me or mine? I'm not. I was gonna say your opinion on the touchscreen on the back kind of shifted very dramatically, very quickly to it's kind of crappy to it's terrible. That's
Uh,
like
well, to be fair, I haven't used a whole lot of games that used it.
right.
So, I mean, that's the only game that I've played that's actually legitimately used it. Although Tearaway uses it as well.
I
And
hear
I've
it uses
heard-
it really well.
Yeah.
surprisingly.
So, yeah, and I was really surprised too, and I want to try that. Which now segues me into my last question, really briefly, because we're coming up in 2 hours, and I am not sitting through this
Yeah.
editing for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So for 2014, what is the one game, only one,
Oh,
And stick to one.
the one game that you're really, really, really looking forward to?
I've got my hand up.
And keep the answers short.
Keep your answers short, and I will go last. So you can go, Haza.
Persona 5, end of the year,
Oh,
PS3.
that's
Thank
a
you.
comeback, ladies and gentlemen.
No one's surprised.
Ooh, so
It's just like
surprised.
the new consoles just came out, and I'm like, I'm going to buy one of these, and it's like, hey, Persona 5, this generation, bitches. It's like, yes, thank you. I don't have to spend £300 to get one game because I'm not missing out on Persona 5. And it's like, we're gonna get this on your PlayStation 3. You don't have to buy anything new, and it's gonna be good because it's a Persona game. Why wouldn't it be good?
Fair
So, yeah.
enough.
There we go.
All right.
All right, Martin, what about you?
I'm actually going to say a game that I thought was going to come out 2013, but it will come out next. And that game is Watch Dogs.
Oh yeah.
I am so sold. I am beyond sold for that game, and I cannot wait to hack the world. It is going to be
That
amazing.
does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
whole thing tie in with Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh, I am
maybe,
intrigued.
maybe. Oh, well, see, they've been teasing that. They haven't really
Oh.
said if it was or what or not.
I know.
But
the
it would be
gameplay is
s-
basically a modern Assassin's Creed, isn't it?
But it would be
So,
super
yeah.
cool if it was. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the aesthetic, like the Deus Ex kind of aesthetic, but with the fluidity of Assassin's Creed, just
Yeah.
looks like butter.
The moment you see Abstergo in a trailer, that's gonna just
Yeah, I
link
know,
it all
right?
together.
I think
swear.
if I see that in a Watch Dogs trailer, I will be fangirling out.
Hype through the roof.
Yes.
I will scream until the expo next year.
Show up at the expo still screaming.
Yes. People will look at me funny on the airplane, like, "Can you shut up?
Whatever
I
it
have a
is,
baby
Not
here."
really.
whatever it is, it's not that exciting. You don't know. Shut up.
You have to get escorted out the panels because, like, we're recording this and you're just screaming all the time.
Just bring along someone with like a muffle or a ball gag and just
Hear a light background of.
You don't understand.
Until I meet Gavin Dunn, and he'll understand me, and then I'll stop screaming.
he'll understand.
He understands my hype. But no,
He
for
does.
real, someone seriously at Ubisoft make that happen. For the love of
Yeah.
Christ. Please make it happen. So, what about you, Shane?
I actually got a list of the 2014 games coming out that I'm possibly interested in.
Christ, I said
But-
short.
Only one?
Yeah, I'm only doing one. I know. Come on. Though I didn't use my cheat yet.
Oh shit, I thought you did.
No, I didn't. But honestly, not a full game per se, but I'm actually really interested in Warlords of Draenor for World of Warcraft when that comes out.
What?
Oh,
The
yeah.
expansion?
And considering,
Oh.
and considering they've been dropping so many hints of like they've been doing the big release thing, it's definitely coming 2014.
Ooh.
Like, really. But yeah, like everything I've seen about Warlords of Draenor has just gotten me so interested in it. Like, for all the other WoW expansions, I've been kind of like, yeah, I'll kind of get it because I still play WoW and all that. But yeah, this is the one expansion I'm legitimately excited about.
I did not see that
Because
coming.
it's like, it fixes all these things and it solves all these problems. That's a massive issue I have that it solves, and the storyline looks interesting, mainly because they're actually using their fucking time travel moves for once, which everyone fucking forgets about except on the Doctor Who franchise. Doctor Who's built around
Yeah.
it, like Warlords of Draenor. It's like, oh hey, you remember those bronze dragons? Well, they're significant now. Haha.
Yeah, that was
So it's just
such
like-
an amazing scenario that you had when you went to the Caverns of Time and had fun riding the dragons and into different portals of time and space and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the old Arathi Islands and all that kind of stuff.
Do you also
Yeah,
have no
that's-
clue what they're
that's
on
good.
about? Because I've no clue.
I've never
Oh,
played WoW.
sorry.
Yeah.
I've never played WoW.
Yeah.
So I'm at a loss.
Yeah, same.
I've
Wow.
played too much.
I have a friend that plays
I,
WoW, and you know what? To be perfectly honest, I haven't asked him, but normally he tells me like WoW things in the WoW world, and I have yet to hear anything about him about this. So this is a surprise to me. So
I try really hard to not do WoW talks to people I know don't play WoW, so because I just really like it. So I have 61 days playtime.
Fucking hell.
Oh my God.
So
On one character was that?
on one character.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus
Jesus.
Christ.
Holy
In my defense, I started playing in year 10 at school, so 7 years ago.
That makes it slightly better.
Jesus.
yeah, it makes that's kind of better, but still,
That's a
Yeah.
lot of WoW.
that is a lot of WoW.
It's a lot of
You know
WoW.
the strangest thing
Not
though?
as mu-
That's not even the most WoW. There's more.
Oh no, because
No.
I took a break. I took a break from WoW for about a year and a half, around Cataclysm. So,
Oh, only a year?
Only.
yeah, only a year and a half.
My God.
Wow.
Started in the first expansion, and then finished it till just took a break in the fourth. So
Blizzard is getting their stuff together. Seriously.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm probably, I know I'm in the minority of this, but I love Diablo 3.
I actually do too.
And I'm actually excited for the expansion, and I'm actually looking at
Yeah.
my TV right now, downloading Diablo 3 for my console, because I've heard it's a lot better.
I've heard
It's a
so
lot
too.
better on the console because they actually had Diablo 3 was one of those things which we probably should have left it in beta for a bit longer because at release, it was fucking atrocious.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
the numbers weren't right.
But
Class builds were
but
broken.
to be totally
like, everything
totally
was
fair,
just,
Diablo 2 was not much better. It was
No.
a steaming pile of
Yeah.
crap when it came out, and everyone seems to forget that. Because I remember
Yeah,
playing Diablo 2, and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? And then now all
Yeah.
the expansions
It
came
was horrible.
out and the patches, and it's a perfect game, and everyone loves Diablo 2. And so I think if
the
everyone
patch
just
that let you respec was probably
yeah,
the best.
so when it,
Because then you didn't have to remake an entire character.
yeah, it was perfect. So I think after
Yeah.
they put out the expansion and the subsequent patches for that, I think it's going to be like Diablo 2, and people need to shut up.
Yeah.
And
And Diablo, the monster power system really did help.
Yeah.
Because, like, with Diablo 3, because then you could customize your difficulty. So, like,
I don't really
I
agree with that.
play through on 5, and my friends play through on 3, and we kind of sit at 4 when we play together. So,
Right.
but
A question about
So-
Diablo 3 on the consoles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will it fill the
Yes.
void in my heart left by Champions of Norath? Because I love those games, and nothing like them has come out since they got released.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't played it on console yet. It's at 59% download because PSN sucks at downloading.
you'll get it when I feel like it.
It'll do it like Blizzard. It'll release or it'll download whenever it feels like it.
It's
Yeah.
finished when it's finished.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
finished when it's finished.
But okay, so for the console for Diablo, we should probably end soon. But I'm just wondering, like, did they
Yeah.
actually implement the loot system, the loot 2.0?
I think so.
Because there's no auction house, right?
Yeah.
No, the
No,
auction
there's-
house is still there, I think.
Oh, it is.
No, there's no auction house
Oh,
on the
for
console,
console?
version.
Yeah,
so
no.
they just they haven't implemented Loot 2.0,
Okay.
but they've just given flat straight up buff to
Oh, okay.
drop
Okay.
rare and legendary drop rate. So like an item will have a drop rate of 0.05% on the computer, but it'll have a drop rate of 0.7% on the console.
Hey!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, because that's one of the biggest complaints. Because I played it on PC for a while was the loot drop system. Because I played as a
Yeah.
demon hunter, and now we get loot drops for barbarian. It's like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah. I played Barbarian. It's like, oh hey, look, a new two-handed axe. It's intellect and dexterity. Yeah, I need the other two stats if you don't
Better
mind.
give this to a mage.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, except mages can't use this weapon because it's a barbarian class
Oh, it's a
only.
massive
What?
weapon. Ugh.
Yeah, it was. So they've done
it-
some. I'm not really sure what the differences are yet. I mean, once I get it going,
On the console, they have only just buffed up the rates. Loot 2.0 is gonna
wait.
streamline the stats.
So that's.
Yeah.
I thought. So that's coming with the expansion then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
yeah,
thought.
2.0 is coming with the
Okay.
expansion, so you'll stop seeing strength stuff on the wizard and intellect stuff on the barbarian, that kind of thing, and,
And it's like every first
numbers
boss
will be
that you
increased.
kill,
So
like every first boss that you kill, like for the first time, will definitely guaranteed drop a significantly good item for your class.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. I knew some
Yeah.
of the stuff that was, the major things, but I wasn't quite sure, when Loot 2.0 was going to drop. So
yeah, 2.0. I think 2.0 is either just before the expansion or it's they rolled it into the expansion.
yeah, I'm not sure either. I'm
So-
a
No,
little.
I think it's
I don't-
actually rolled into it.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's released a patching.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that makes sense. All right. So for me,
fair.
my answer, because I can talk about Diablo all day.
Yeah. Diablo cast.
Oh, dude, don't
Oh,
tempt
that needs
me.
to happen.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
All right.
I'm writing this down.
So
Go on.
So for me, my game, and I am not trolling, and I'm not saying this to, tongue in cheekly
Special.
or whatever. I'm dead serious. Lightning Returns. It's coming out next month.
Perfectly timed coughing.
But that's the Final Fantasy game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I am dead
That's the
serious.
12th,
It could have been
isn't it?
worse. I was expecting worse when you said all that.
I was
I could
expecting
kind of-
worse.
Well, to be fair, every time someone mentions that they like 13 on the forums, everyone loses their shit.
Yeah, but anytime
Every time I mention I like 12, everyone loses
anytime
their
you
shit.
mention you
so-
like bread on the forums, somebody
Well,
loses their
yeah.
shit.
Every
So-
time you mention on the forums.
Yeah.
Every time I say I've never played a Final Fantasy game, someone loses their shit.
Oh, you what?
Well, to be
Yeah.
totally fair, Final Fantasy fans are the worst fans. I
Ah.
swear, they're terrible.
Sonic the
Star
Hedgehog.
Wars. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, well, I
yes.
think they're kind of used
Actually.
to it by now. But
What
Yeah.
the F is a Sonic?
Internal muffins.
Yes. Sorry.
Technically,
Go
that wasn't on the forums,
Anyway.
so I can't be banned for that.
on. Oh, good.
Yeah.
but it's just I don't know. Every time I see a Final Fantasy thread, everyone just I don't know.
Explodes.
Everyone just loses their mind.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what's really funny, what I've noticed, is everyone gets really pissy about spoilers, except when it comes to Final Fantasy VII.
Because that's like
Yeah.
apparently public
It's-
domain now. Or
I
what?
guess.
It's a meme.
Yeah,
now.
it's clearly mean. Aerith is dead. I've never played 7, and I already know she's dead. And
I don't
Yeah.
even know who
I've
that
never played
is.
7, so I've never played 7, and I know who that is.
yeah, and
I
it's
can't
like
even, I can't
okay,
even distinguish if it's a guy or a girl from the name.
it's a chick.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Now,
Yeah.
spoilers. I was gonna figure out.
But no, like,
She gets
Oh, but- okay.
I can.
she gets penetrated with the sword. Wink.
Oof.
Well, now.
Damn.
12-foot long sword.
Are we going back to
Oh,
yeah.
Communicast XXX?
right through her middle?
Because we talked about the XXX edition at the beginning.
Yes.
So,
And to be
Yeah.
serious, that is actually a thing that happens. So
Yeah.
Wow.
I
So-
can't make that up.
I don't think anyone
So
winks
what?
afterwards,
Yeah.
though. Hey, Aris,
Or
that looks
has a
pretty
smoke.
rough. Wink. Kind
Everyone
of kills
has
them.
smoke. So why is Lightning Return so good?
Why? I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I'm just oh.
Oh, why? Wait, I forgot the question.
I can get
Your
that being
Anticipation, expecting
yeah,
good games
expecting,
coming out.
Yeah.
So
Like-
why? Why are you expecting that? Why do you? Like,
Why am I
because it's a
excited
Final
for
Fantasy
it?
game?
Why am I excited for it? Because I want an answer from 13.2 because it left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
literally, you get a shot of lightning on the throne in like crystallized with a "to be continued" on the screen, which is the biggest middle finger
Yeah.
in the world. And it's like, I remember
I-
when I saw that, I literally yelled, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
Was it worse than
I-
Mass Effect 3?
I have not
Don't
played Mass
even
Effect,
mention.
so we're not going to talk about that.
Don't break my heart
As
again.
someone who didn't mind the Mass Effect 3,
Get out of
it
here.
is definitely worse.
But
So,
yeah,
We'll
but
talk later, Shane.
Yeah.
yeah, but it was just seeing
nice.
that. I mean, I could see it in like a TV show or in a movie or whatever, but like in a
But
in
not
a
a-
video game,
Not a AAA
yeah,
game.
it's like come on. I picked
Not a AAA game for $60
and
minimum.
100+ hours later, to be continued. Screw you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't there also like a story DLC that just ended on the same bloody thing?
No, it fills in holes of where the characters were
Ah.
in certain things. So yeah, I mean, the game looks like a lot of fun, and they said it's kind of like Dark Souls. I want to know what that means.
What?
So do I, because from what I've seen, it looks
Yeah.
not
Nothing
at all
like-
like Dark Souls.
I think they mean like the mechanics of like
Yeah.
or something. And I
I've heard it's
also
more
want to know.
Majora's Mask.
That's what I thought too, but it's because there's a timer on there, and I
Yeah.
also want to know how the timer works, because that
Hmm.
sounds interesting.
I think
'Cause
what I've
there's-
said is like there's 12 in-game days where you can
13.
initiate certain. Okay, 13. Bloody
Yeah.
13 in-game days where you can initiate certain events that will bring you to different endpoints, and then once you get to an endpoint, you can rewind to fill in the other blanks.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, you can either take away time or add more time depending on the missions that you do. And like I've seen some of the concept art for like the environments, and it looks like a lot of fun.
I saw one video where like Lightning climbs a ladder on like some scaffolding, and there's just nothing there. So I think they just want to show she can climb a ladder now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the controls. You can actually jump.
my god! Well,
You
to be
can jump
fair,
in 13 too as well. I think.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's like in 13. It's a designated little circle ledge,
Yeah.
so it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, but in 13.2 you can
Yeah.
just jump as you want, can't you? I saw someone do a let's play of it, and I'm pretty sure they were just jumping about.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Although I did
absolutely
laugh.
despise 13.
I did see one video. To wrap this up, I did see one video
Yeah.
where she's going down a light pole, and it looked very close to stripping. The way that she was going down the pole, and I'm like,
They don't start with a whole lot of clothes to begin with.
So didn't they specifically say they increased her size?
She gets jiggle physics.
That's it, yeah, she
Which-
was jiggle physics.
Did they bring in the Dead or Alive team?
Might as well. At that point.
Hey, might as well not make it half-assed.
Well, the strange thing is that they're saying this as a selling point. They're not like adding it in just so people notice. It's like, hey guys, we got jiggly
Yes.
boobs.
Guess what?
Come
Back
look at our
in the
game.
box stuff?
Like
What?
interview on the internet stuff. Like they said to interviewers, we
Yeah.
added jiggle
No.
physics.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be
No.
fair, they were saying what did you change in like the characters, the character designs, and all that stuff, because that was a legitimate question. So he had to say, "Oh, by the way, her boobs move,"
By the way, just so you're not surprised.
and I don't think I could have rolled my eyes harder when I heard that. I was like, "Oh my god, really? We're going there?
Yeah.
Whatever."
It happened to Samus, it's gotta happen to Lightning.
But Samus was
Oh,
more of
poor
a
Samus.
Samus was more of a kick in the face than really anything else.
Yeah, this is true. But
I think that needs to be a podcast as well. Metroidcast.
just
We'll just get every
the
specific
2 hours
Nintendo
about
game
how much
series.
we hate Metroid on Dread.
There's enough material.
There you go.
It's just 2 hours of people saying, I hate Other M, I hate Other M, just
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
Yeah, pretty
But
much.
Just
I
bring in
actually
like all
don't.
the people in the Communicast.
Wait, you like
I
Other
actually
M?
don't- I actually did.
Get out of
Oh,
here.
oh dear.
Get out. No.
And
Here we
that's
go.
how we'll
Drop
end
call,
it.
drop call.
Speaking of lightning, lightning returns and 13.2, we're gonna end this on a cliffhanger. I like Other M, and now it's time to end this podcast.
You don't run this podcast, I do. Shut up.
Yeah. We end when she wants
We're
to.
not ending the
Twist.
podcast until you explain yourself.
I was the puppet master behind the scenes.
Whatever.
No, I actually did, but I won't explain now because there's not enough time in the world.
Yeah, because we're coming up on 2 hours, so...
What it means is he
Yeah.
wants someone to do his podcast topic so he can talk
And
about it.
editing.
Please. It's good, I swear.
On that crazy note,
Yeah.
Okay.
so we're gonna
Sorry.
wrap this up, so... Thank you guys for
Yeah.
Thank you.
joining in, and especially to you, Shane, since it's like 11 over there now or whatever.
Yeah, it's nearly
Oh
lunchtime.
my god. Yeah, it's almost dinner time for me.
It's
So-
bedtime for me.
Time to sleep.
12:30 in the morning.
Ah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well then,
good lord.
thanks y'all.
Bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Thanks, mates.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that Australian enough?
Cool, bye me.
Oh, blimey.
Who the hell
Thanks,
says
thanks,
blimey?
mate. That sounded horrible. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm a little
And
offended.
guess what?
I'm
I'm
a
totally
little
ending the
bit.
podcast.